As y'all can obviously tell, this is definitely not a weekly vlog because I do those every Monday. But I did kind of want to, it's my birthday today, and I guess, and I'm a, like, I'm a little, it's like, on one hand is like, dang, I really did not accomplish anything that I wanted to do as a child, and on the other hand is like, I managed to survive in a universe that wants me to slip, fall, and die. You know, after eons of slavery, of course. And it's just like, so it's like on one hand, and on one hand, ooh. So I think, and it's like, because I actually do like the fact that I do have a birthday every year. You know what I'm saying? Because I grew up, like, a lot of my friends from like elementary school and middle school, a lot of them don't really get the opportunity to do that because a lot of them are dead now. And it really kind of bums me out to know that it's like, hey, how's so and so? Oh, they got shot. Darn. So it's really kind of a, you know, I'm not saying this to say, yeah, I outlived them or anything, but it does kind of, thoughts like that kind of do sort of make it, I don't want to say easier, but it makes it a lot less painful that I managed to go through another year and I'm unaccomplished. And the unaccomplishment is ultimately what sort of crushes me. It's kind of the unaccomplishment is what makes me feel like my birthdays aren't worth celebrating because here I am in my 30s living in somebody else's house trying to pay off this really expensive car. I'm not successful yet. I'm not famous yet. I'm not rich yet. I'm not. I I work a job. I work a job and I survive off of $20 after bills. It's just like and the worst part is that, like, I know that at least most of this stuff isn't my fault, but it still kind of bums me out that, like, as a kid, what I'm saying, I was sort of fed this agenda that, like, once you become an adult, you could, you'll have a car, you'll have a house, you'll all you have to do is work hard, and you'll have a car, you'll have a house, you'll have a spouse, you'll have children, you'll even have a dog, and everything is going to be just fine. Like, I really, like, when I was a kid growing up, I really had to, the only lens I could see of life was through the eyes of, like, well-off people who lived in houses with stairs in them. Because when, growing up poor, like, the richest thing a person could have was a pool and stairs in their house. You know, not everybody I knew growing up had a pool and had stairs in their house. And also, if you haven't noticed, my hair is a little messed up because I took a nap before this. So, and I was like, I'm gonna do this anyway. So I'm not really doing anything for my birthday as per usual because I ain't got the money for it. So here I am. But yeah, it's just like, like I said, on one hand, it's just like, survival, yay, an accomplishment, boo. But I think, because I did this last year. I felt like heck last year. And, it's just like, I do kind of feel like I should give myself a present of positivity, so to speak. Because that's what the New Day would have wanted. Am I right, New Day? Oh, right, they're not here because I don't know them. It's a challenge, though. It's a challenge to kind of, change my perspective on things. Because as far back as I can tell, like, the worst thing that happened to me as a kid growing up was I was sort of introduced to the good of everything, through fiction. Like, I was a TV kid. I saw, like, be nice to people and they'll be nice to you. Spread love, work hard, things like that. All of these values. And I was basically taught through fiction that everybody was at least cool to each other, nice to each other, respectful. And it's like, no, they are not. I went to school, I was getting bullied every day for wearing glasses. And like, once reality hits like that, once reality hits that everything is kind of terrible and you grow up, seeing all this terrible stuff, it's kind of all you see. And and unfortunately, it was kind of all I saw. And that sort of affected my perspective on things. And it's a challenge to unthink it, but it's possible. It's just really, really, really hard to do. Uh, but yeah, that's kind of why, like I said, the unaccomplishment of it all, like it really kind of bums me out that, like, one of my dreams as a kid was to have my own house, just to have a place to live. That's a dream. Like that's a life goal. It's not like you could just go to the house store and just buy a house. No, you have to work towards it, and you have to be willing to, like, work towards it forever in order for it to happen. It's like, well, houses are affordable. Houses are cheap to get. Where do I go to get a cheap house? Well, there's a house that's $150,000 in the neighborhood. Blah 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 blah. $150,000. I only get paid $300 a week, and I still got bills. So, life is a challenge, man. It's just, it's not easy. And I think that that's kind of what sort of, like, crushes my optimism, because, like I say, once you get hit with reality for 30 plus years, everything just starts to look terrible. And I'm trying so hard to change my perspective on things looking terrible, because I don't like looking at things through, jade colored glasses, as they say. I don't like seeing that, you know, I don't like seeing, things as a potential towards negative, bad things or negative things. I want to be able to look at something and be like, yeah, I mean, there's a possibility of this happening, but also there's a possibility of this happening. That's what I want to do, you know. And it's hard. It's a challenge, but it's worth it. Especially because I know that there's a possibility of things improving next year. At least I want to believe that so bad. But next year is too far away for me to set anything in stone. But I'm gonna try my best to sort of, like, leave this on a positive note. Just, here's to another year. Here's to another year where things might change for the better. Why things might actually, why my hopefully here's to another year where things could look better. Here's to another year where, you know, there's less pain, there's less sadness. The universe will probably be on my side. Who knows? Here's to a year of this possibly improving. I don't know if you can see it or not, but um, I think my bone is sticking out a little bit. I don't know. Yeah, here's to another year. Love and peace, guys. And yeah, that was it. Happy birthday to me. Happy birthday to